So I just realized something, right? So I was at the park earlier taking a walk, and I realized that there's some people actually still wearing masks outside in the park. Um, I don't know why, you know, but it's a thing. Um, Especially children, because again, why would you want to restrict fresh air, fresh, nice, good, like it's supposed to be free? I mean, thinking about that, even thinking about that. I mean, have you ever just thought about that? Like, is it going to be a cost for air by the time we take these masks off? I just be thinking of stuff. I don't know if I just be the one thinking about these strange things or not, but I just, I guess I'm just at a point where I just am just wondering again um, where my mind has been, and like realizing also that I mean it's been all over the place in the past couple of months, but also realizing that there is something where I feel like, and I was just talking about this yesterday, where I feel like there's some kind of restriction on thinking or just thinking outside of the box in a sense, um, where just being in this so-called lockdown and people spending a lot more time at home or in the home. So you're restricted in homes, and then when you go outside, you have the mask on, and then when you leave out to go to the store or a public place, you have to have the mask on. Now, I did realize that they are lifting these kind of sanctions in some places, but some places are still having them. But I was just saying, just like as the people, like not knowing enough that we know about the mask, that some of them are not healthy for you, that it's just not healthy in general, really, and that it's really not protecting us from the thing, not even if you wear two. So it's just like I just wonder if we are at, like I said, just going through everything that I've been doing and in my spiritual journey, I lost track of, again, I lost track of real life things that were going on. Thinking about them once in a while, but not really realizing how close we are to losing forms of freedom. Okay. And then also feeling like whatever I've gone through had something to do with spirituality, but it also had something to do with other things, possibly principalities, right? And so now I'm just at a point where I'm moving forward with works that I've done or things that I talked about that have something to do with now. Um and but treading somewhat lightly, right? Because now that I'm looking at this whole thing that's been going on, I don't know. Today is just one of them days. It's like a breakthrough day or something. Um, where even though it feels as though there's something that's hovering over that wants to keep us distracted or keep me distracted from other worldly things that are going on that might affect us and our children in the future, and just only being like on a one track mind. And I kind of and that's kind of like when I was going through those couple of days, this is where I was kind of like in the middle here, like, whoa, I need to be able to compartmentalize and realize that it's a time for this, and it's also a time for it's a time for the my spiritual journey in the word, and then there's a time for the real world, right? And things that I used to do, if they're still going to be beneficial to people today. And I just think, like, when is it going to come a time when, again, this man says I can't breathe, but people have mask collections that they're sharing on YouTube. um They have like racks and stuff hanging on the wall where you could put your face masks, and it just feels like people are just conforming to having them and not being bothered with the harmful things that might be inside some of these masks, right? And then when you think about it, it's like if everybody just said enough is enough and just didn't wear it, then what would happen? Like today, for instance, I was going to record myself in the store, but I decided not to. Um, I was kind of like in a rush trying to get out. But, at Target, they have them there for you. And one guy walked in front of me and he didn't have one on and he went about his business. But I think that she might have been the lady that was at the door was maybe a little intimidated by him. And so she didn't ask him to take a mask. But when she saw me, she asked me to take one. And I told her, oh, hold on, I have to get something out of the car anyway. So I went to the car. And when I came back in, I could see her side eyeing me while I grabbed the cart. I grabbed the cart and then I grabbed the mask and I put it in a basket and then I just walked through the store and I got what I needed to get. And you know what I'm saying? So like I think that at first I feel like people used to look at you like you kind of crazy when you do that. But I think nowadays people are over it, right? So if you start seeing more people just pop up not complying, then I just wonder what it would do. And again, this is just in places, like I said, they're going to be, I guess, lifting it in some places, but this is just other places that, again, if it's a national or a, excuse me, global pandemic, then why wouldn't all the rules just be the same? Especially, well, let's just say for this nation, why wouldn't it just be the same throughout? Again, and just like even doing, it, and then again, uh-huh, okay. So even again, doing this video here, seeing as though whatever things have happened over the past couple of months with me, um, definitely being somewhat targeted and monitored and things like that for whatever reasons, I think they know that I know. hmm But, I feel like just with these type of restrictions, it's best be careful, right? Because hmm, speaking out about this, especially I think sometimes in my situation, whatever that might be, all the way, may end me in some type of situation. But I don't know. It's not in me to not talk about things. I've been preoccupied with the word and spiritual things, but at the same time, um, I feel like doing that has given entities a certain feeling of that they can relax or be cautious. Whoever has been monitoring. And yeah, it's just like I think now that I realize that I haven't really been speaking on real life subjects, it has me thinking of those things again, you know. But I feel like I'm in a different situation now, uh, where mm, I've been somewhat ostracized in a sense to made seem as if I'm not American, which I am, in a sense where as if my ancestors haven't been here on this land for ever. And again, it's something that has happened, I feel like, within uh, the community, within not the religious, but the those who study the word. Um, and I feel like when it comes to certain principalities, I feel like again, my life was kind of like invaded, and I was left open. And again, I'm speaking how I'm speaking to speak to those who may be speaking the language that I be speaking, right? So it can make you feel a little bit vulnerable. It can make you feel kind of open. Um, And then also, it can make you wonder why, right? But this whole video, I was doing about the mask and the restrictions and how that trickles on to me thinking about other things, how things could be restricted. And if one day we look up and then, hey, you know, and with summertime coming up, I don't think that anybody really, I don't think it's a good idea or healthy at all to be wearing these things. So I hope that they do more than likely just go ahead and lift the whole thing because, like, anyway, I don't know why we can keep calling this a pen, you know, because again, there should be a lot more. Uh, and this is not to make it seem like there's no sympathy for those who may have lost someone, but I'm saying that I still haven't seen any catastrophic results, right, from what they're saying is what it is. And it just makes me wonder now, looking back at the whole thing and looking at whatever just happened to me and looking at all these things and seeing as though these are things that I spoke on at one point in time. And while I was going through all these other things, I didn't talk about that much. I was just talking about one thing. Not to mention that I think about these things and I speak about these things, but it made me feel as though I was not able to. And then I had to say, well, hey, I can be someone that believes in a most high source, and I could be someone that feels like I'm in a certain form of consciousness, just a thought when it comes to the word, because I see something within it. Um, and it just, I don't know, made me kind of just look at everything from a different angle because I feel like there's other things that are going on in the underbelly of this beast, um, that is going to uh, that is going to be catastrophic or is going to be something that is going to shift the lifestyles and things of certain individuals um, on this plane. I think that that's the case. I just have this sense of something in the works, especially for those of us that may have been speakers of somewhat form of truth um, and don't fit into the proper spectrum of society, which one may think, you know, which is why, again, it's going to be more important for me to continue to study natural law and universal law and also the law in the scripture because they want certain individuals to feel like there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide, you're not wanted, you're used up, or you're in danger with certain distractions also that go on. They want to monitor you and make you and pin you out to be a certain kind of way and share certain parts of your life with certain people so that you can't breathe. See, but I say, for me, I won't do it. I was surprised that I was able to make it through that store today without it. Um, but I tried it. You see, I was like, okay, okay, she want me to put it on. She's giving it, she give me that look. I got the mask, but I just said, you know what? I don't want to put it on, and went about my business. And I'm not saying that you should do the same thing. I'm just telling you guys a story of something that happened to me. I'm just telling you a story of something that's happened to me. And again, hopefully we can go into a little bit more detail of things. But I'm at a point where I went through something in the past couple days, and now I'm on the other side of it, and there's no time. I feel like there's no time for me to not just be me fully, and not, just focusing on one thing, could be a little bit overwhelming. And so, it's just trying to get my footing and just pay attention to things that are going on in the world, or that they say are going on in the world, that we should pay attention to too. Um, because again, if we don't unite on one stand front, such as something like this, then everything else that we're working towards to build could crumble because of outside influence, or because of certain types of where some people can be cut off, from being a nation, or cut off from the nation, and leave them vulnerable, and leave them um, open to certain forms of enemies. And again, I'll see you guys soon. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and join us in the Facebook group American Aborigines Unchained. And enjoy your day. Take care.